And in our TV talk segment today, we are talking Netflix movie Buster Scruggs. What'd y'all think?
The Ballad of Buster
The
Scruggs.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Alright, I'm a sucker for anything Coen Brothers, so I was in heaven.
Yeah,
great.
no, when you remember, as soon as I saw they were doing it, I'm like, I'm in. I must see this movie. It's gonna be great. And it was kind of weird, a lot weird, even for them, which is kind of saying something because they do weird. That's their thing. They have their own style, and
It's kind of sort of a Western.
sorta.
It's set in the West.
It's
what, 6?
Yeah, 6 independent stories just kind of back to back, and they're not really related at all. Maybe some themes, but
Yeah, they're not
Kind of
connected
a
on.
loose Western anthology.
I think somebody dies in just about every one. So
It's Coen Brothers.
it's set in the West and people die. So
I did. At some point, about 3 in, I was waiting for the tie,
like some kind of
to happen.
remake?
Yeah,
Nope.
So I think I would have liked it more if I had known that because I was looking for that.
Right, and then
And I'm like, how is this going to relate to these other ones? But they're not. They're just like 6 little short films.
yeah.
And that being said, some of them I loved. Some of the little short stories were great. Some of them were okay. There was none I hated. There was none.
I think everybody agreed the Wagon Train, whether you loved it or hated it, was slow.
The Wagon Train
It
was
took
slow.
forever. I liked it, but it was slow.
But I thought that was good. It starts off with Buster Scruggs as a gunfighter, and it's Tim Blake Nelson, and it's just,
He's just singing his song, and it's got like every whimsical Western cliche I can think of where, it's the cowboy, and he's got the guitar, and he's just on alone, and
Dressed in white.
dressed in white, and with the like dangly stuff, and it's like, wow, it's not quite Roy Rogers, but
Pretty
along
close,
that
yeah.
vein.
And it was over the top violent, and he did it with a smile on his face and a song in his heart the entire
Yeah,
time.
he really did. Literally, the song came off his lips a couple of times too. It was,
and I love that. And then there was one with James Franco, and he was basically branded a horse thief.
well, yeah, he was
Wrongly.
an outlaw, robbing the bank,
Yeah,
and
starts off as a bank robber, robbing Stephen Root, who plays the teller.
Yeah, that was great. He had his little armor plate and stuff.
He's covered in pins.
And all of it, because it is the Coen Brothers, it's all it's a little irreverent, a little silly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not all of it.
some of them were more silly than others.
But there was always some little element of over the topness or silliness
Mm-hmm.
to it.
No Country for Old Men was known for its silliness.
Yes, that's exactly what I remembered about it from when I watched it.
But hey, at least you did the sarcasm here.
I did. I always raise my hand for sarcasm.
But I enjoyed those two, and those were the two that started it off. I really enjoyed those two, and I really enjoyed the Prospector.
Old
Yes.
Gold Canyon.
Yes, that one was great.
Tom Waits plays this lonely prospector, and he's just digging for gold, kind of out in the middle of nowhere
Him
by
and his mule.
him and his mule. And but he's kind of a crotchety, cranky old man, and that one was really good.
As much as I liked it, that one had the one, to me, really questionable effects moment. The deer, like the buck up front. It was like, you couldn't have found a buck to go shoot in a field, and no, okay, whatever. But it was fine. It was a very small part of it. It just.
But I really enjoyed the storytelling. Well, I take that back. I really enjoyed the storytelling in The Prospector. I
Yes.
actually really enjoyed the storytelling in the James Franco, that one. I enjoyed the comedy in that one. I just love the visual style of Buster Scruggs, the first one.
Yeah.
Now, along with those, and I don't know how you feel, there was the Liam Neeson.
The meal ticket.
So
Ticket.
creepy.
Yeah.
And
That one was kind of slow and sad and weird and creepy, but it was entertaining, even though it was slow and sad and weird and creepy.
But you could also tell that it was coming, what happened at the end,
Yeah.
too, throughout the
it's the bizarre macabre.
It built to it.
Like, you can't look away.
But I enjoyed that. But it was kind of a weird switch from like the raucous, like woohoo, good time to the woo. And but I did enjoy that. Then there was the wagon train, but I did really enjoy that one also because of the some really good acting in there, and it was a good story, and it was a little long, and I didn't really. I noticed the length, not in a why is this so long way, but I noticed the length of that one in comparative because the other ones were
Quick,
bam, 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 and then this one comes out. And
But that also resulted in it being the most fleshed out of the ones too.
that's true. You got a lot more in there. And then there was, how many more am I missing? There was the last one with the
There's
The
one
carriage
more,
ride,
yeah.
stagecoach ride.
yeah. Didn't care for that one. The very last one, I was like, eh.
It was
but it was
odd.
okay. It wasn't terrible,
It
but
felt like one of those where they're kind of like, hey, look, we're doing a thing here.
Yeah.
Doing a thing here. Like, I see you're doing a thing. Is it deeper than it looks? I don't know.
Brendan Gleeson's song was a highlight of that for me. I would not imagine him having this voice, but it was nice.
well, so a year or two ago, I watched Bone Tomahawk. I don't know if you ever seen Bone Tomahawk.
I have.
Which is a horror movie. And I spent the entire horror movie confused because I thought it was a Western. Kurt Russell, and he's got his big mustache. And things happen, and those things don't make sense. In horror movie context, they probably would have been there to be creepy or
Right.
whatever, but I thought I was just watching a Western until 3/4 of the way through this thing, and I'm like, this is a horror movie. And then stuff started to make sense. And I kind of felt the same way with the last one. I think it was supposed to be creepy,
Yeah.
but nothing had really, although the Liam Neeson one was a little creepy, nothing had been creepy up to that point.
Right.
And I'm like, everything had been kind of raucous and rip roaring woo, and I'm woo. I'm like, when's the woo come? And I didn't get any creepiness from it, and I think I probably should have, but it was because I didn't know what was coming.
I do wonder if they'd been in a different order, if we would have perceived it differently.
I'm sure the order play. I mean, I'm sure they.
I'm sure they picked it for a reason, but I don't know. Why not end on a lighter note than?
Well, see, in the first one with Buster Scruggs was my favorite, but
Yeah.
if that one hadn't have been first, I don't know if I would
You would
have
have known how to take it.
Well, yeah, and
after you've seen the creepy ones or whatever.
I don't know if I'd have watched the whole thing. I really don't.
Oh.
If like the Liam Neeson one had been first.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would have been a bad
I'm
one.
like, oh, gosh.
Well, you put your best foot forward.
Well, no, and I'm not saying it was bad. It was just that was an emotionally draining
Right.
experience, and it's like, man, there's going to be 5 more of these. I don't think I can make it. Where the Buster Scruggs was like happy and lighthearted. So.
Yeah, a happy handshake. So.
And we discussed before I'd watched it that the wagon train one, the woman who rattles has a scene in it that's a whole lot like Black Hat Jack, the
Yeah.
Joe Lansdale book. And I see what you meant. It's very,
Very similar to it. And so the weirdest thing is I just read that book like 2 weeks before.
I read it about a week before you did.
And yeah, and so the ending of that wagon train one is way too similar to, and I don't know if that's just like a cowboy trope that's been used and and so it gets thrown around, but I mean it's very, 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 very similar to the ending of it. And that kind of off put me a little bit. I think it would have been better if I'm like I read this like 2 weeks ago. And so that off put me. But overall, I thought it was a really good experience.
Definitely fun if you're not offended by the crazy violence and harsh language.
I like the crazy ones.
It was definitely one of my favorite movies of the year.